The message arrived on a quiet Tuesday morning. At first, it seemed like any other deep space signal caught by Earth's array of radio telescopes. But within hours, every major observatory on the planet had confirmed the same thing. This was no natural phenomenon. Admiral James Walker stood in the United Earth Council's command center, his weathered face illuminated by the massive display screen. Around him, the world's most powerful leaders watched in stunned silence as the alien transmission began to play. People of Earth, the mechanical translator conveyed, "We are the Stellar Confederation. Your primitive civilization has been observed and found wanting. You will surrender your planet's resources and submit to our authority. You have 30 Earth days to comply. Resistance will result in extinction." The room erupted into chaos. Representatives shouted over each other, some demanding immediate surrender, others calling for war. Walker remained silent, his steel-gray eyes fixed on the screen that showed the alien vessel, a massive structure that had appeared just beyond Mars' orbit. "They think we're primitive," Walker finally spoke, his voice cutting through the panic. "That's their first mistake. For decades, humanity had prepared in secret. The discovery of a derelict alien ship in the Kuiper Belt 30 years ago had changed everything. Earth's governments, for once united by a common threat, had worked tirelessly to reverse engineer the advanced technology while maintaining a facade of relatively primitive space capabilities. In the following days, the alien ship maintained its position, broadcasting the same message every 6 hours. Earth's public response was carefully crafted confusion and fear. But deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in hardened bunkers under the Rockies, and in secret bases on the far side of the moon, humanity's real response was taking shape. "Show me the defense grid status," Walker commanded from his post in the Lunar Command Center. The holographic display lit up, showing hundreds of satellites and weapons platforms that had been hidden in plain sight for years, disguised as communication satellites and space debris. Commander Anna Stone, head of Project Iron Shield, stepped forward. "All systems are operational, Admiral. The aliens haven't detected any of our true capabilities. Their scans are passing right through our stealth systems." Walker nodded, a grim smile crossing his face. "And the fleet? Ready and waiting in the asteroid belt. Captain Hill reports all ships are powered up, and crews are at battle stations." The next 2 weeks were a masterclass in deception. While Earth's public channels showed panicked debates and fearful discussions about surrender, the real preparation continued in secret. Civilian ships were evacuated from space under the guise of fear, while military vessels took up hidden positions throughout the solar system. On day 28 of the ultimatum, the Stellar Confederation made its presence known again. 3 more massive ships joined the first, their sleek designs meant to intimidate. "Your time grows short," the new transmission stated. "We detect no meaningful defensive capabilities. Submit now, and some of your population may be spared for labor." Walker sat in his command chair, watching the countdown tick away. Around him, the combined military leadership of Earth waited for his signal. The weight of 7 billion lives rested on their next actions. "Send our response," he ordered. A simple text message was transmitted to the alien fleet. "Humanity declines your generous offer." The alien's reply was swift. "Then you choose extinction. We warned you." Walker's voice was steady as he gave the order that would change human history forever. "All units, execute Operation Reckoning. Show them exactly what primitive looks like." As the alien ships began their advance toward Earth, they remained unaware that they were already surrounded. Humanity had spent decades preparing for this moment. And now, finally, they would show the galaxy exactly why you don't threaten Earth. The real war was about to begin, and humanity was ready to answer aggression with overwhelming force. The first shots of the war never made it to Earth's atmosphere. As the alien fleet advanced, they encountered something their scans had never detected: a complex web of automated defense platforms hidden inside asteroids and space debris. Admiral Walker watched from Lunar Command as Earth revealed its first surprise. "Activate Iron Shield," he ordered. A Around Earth, thousands of pieces of supposed space junk suddenly came to life. Solar panels that looked like debris unfolded into weapon platforms. Old satellites transformed into defense stations. Commander Stone's voice was steady as she reported, "Iron shield at 100% power, Admiral. All weapons hot." The alien ships pressed forward, still confident in their superior technology. Their first wave of fighters launched, sleek vessels that looked like silver arrows against the black of space. They never saw the laser grid coming. "Multiple enemy fighters destroyed," reported Captain Hill from his position in the asteroid belt. "Their shields aren't designed for our frequencies. They expected 20th century weapons." Walker allowed himself a small smile. Humanity's greatest advantage was its ability to adapt and innovate. While the aliens relied on standardized technology, Earth's scientists had developed entirely new ways of fighting. Deep under the Pacific Ocean, the global defense network hummed to life. Massive underwater factories that had been building weapons for decades began launching their hidden arsenals. Rockets disguised as civilian satellites broke orbit, revealing themselves as military vessels armed with technology reverse engineered from that first alien wreck found decades ago. "Second wave of enemy fighters approaching," Stone announced. "They're adjusting their shield frequencies." "As expected," Walker replied. "Deploy the Mark I platforms." The real genius of Earth's defense wasn't just its weapons. It was the layers of technology carefully hidden from alien detection. As the enemy adjusted to each new threat, humanity unveiled another. In cities across Earth, civilians watched their screens in amazement as the truth was finally revealed. The massive underground facilities, the hidden space fleet, the years of secret preparation, it all came to light as humanity showed its true military might. "Enemy main fleet adjusting course," reported Hill. "They're moving to attack formation Delta." Walker nodded. "Right where we want them. Activate the gravity nets." This was humanity's masterstroke, a network of devices that could manipulate local gravity fields. As the alien fleet moved into position, they suddenly found their ships being pulled in multiple directions. "Gravity nets operational," Stone confirmed. "Enemy fleet's formation is breaking apart." The alien response came quickly. "This is impossible. You are a primitive species. How do you possess this technology?" Walker's reply was broadcast on all frequencies. "You shouldn't have threatened Earth. Now you'll learn why." Around the planet, humanity's full military might emerge from hiding. Stealth ships decloaked in perfect attack positions. Weapon platforms revealed themselves in precise formations. The careful planning of decades showed in every movement, every position. "All units report ready," Stone announced. "Waiting for your command, Admiral." Walker stood at his command station, looking at the tactical display. The alien fleet, once so confident in their superiority, now found themselves caught in humanity's carefully laid trap. Their tight formation, meant to intimidate, had become a vulnerability. "Send them our terms," Walker ordered. "One chance to retreat." The message was simple. "You came to our home and demanded our surrender. You threatened our people with extinction. This is your only warning. Leave now or face the consequences of your actions." The aliens' response was predictable. They opened fire. Their energy weapons lanced out toward Earth, only to be caught and absorbed by defense systems specifically designed to counter them. Walker's voice was cold as he gave the order. "All units, commence Operation Swift Retribution. Show them exactly what humanity is capable of when pushed too far." As Earth's forces moved into attack position, one thing became clear. The aliens had made a terrible mistake. They had judged humanity by its public face, never suspecting the technological giant that lurked beneath the surface. The real war was about to begin, and Earth was ready to teach the galaxy a lesson about underestimating humanity. The space around Earth lit up like a new sun as both sides unleashed their weapons. Admiral Walker watched from Lunar Command as the first real battle between humanity and the Stellar Confederation began. Enemy ships breaking into attack groups, reported Commander Stone. Her hands flew across the control panel, directing Earth's defensive systems. They're targeting our major cities. Not going to happen, Walker said firmly. Captain Hill, execute Pattern Alpha. Hidden throughout the solar system, Earth's stealth ships sprang into action. They emerged from their hiding spots like wolves from the shadows, targeting the alien vessels with perfect precision. The first alien ship exploded before they even realized they were under attack. Direct hits on 3 enemy cruisers. Hill's voice came through clear and strong. Their shields are failing. They didn't expect us to have plasma weapons. The alien commander's voice boomed across all channels. This is impossible. Your species was supposed to be primitive. Where did you get this technology? Walker's reply was simple. We built it ourselves. While you watched our civilian rockets, we were preparing for war. Earth's defense grid proved its worth in the next few minutes. As alien weapons fire rained down, the automated systems intercepted nearly every shot. Energy beams were absorbed, missiles were destroyed, and attempt after attempt to breach Earth's defenses failed. Enemy ships attempting to regroup, Stone announced. They're falling back to their original position. But humanity wasn't about to let them escape. The trap was already set. As the alien ships retreated, they ran straight into the gravity nets waiting behind them. Their engines struggled against the artificial gravity fields, leaving them vulnerable. All ships, execute attack pattern Delta, Walker commanded. Show them what happens when you threaten Earth. Human vessels struck from every direction. Ships that the aliens had never detected revealed themselves, firing weapons that shouldn't have existed. Each shot was carefully planned, targeting weak points that Earth had spent years studying. The alien fleet commander made one last transmission. Wait, we offer terms. Walker cut them off. You had your chance for terms. You chose war instead. The battle reached its peak as Earth's forces pressed their advantage. Captain Hill's fleet struck from the asteroid belt, their ships moving with perfect coordination. Commander Stone's defense platforms provided covering fire, their automated systems predicting and countering every alien move. Enemy flagship is critically damaged, Hill reported. Their command structure is falling apart. The aliens had expected an easy victory over a primitive species. Instead, they found themselves facing an enemy that had spent decades preparing for this exact moment. Their superior technology meant nothing against humanity's careful planning and innovative tactics. Multiple enemy ships attempting emergency jumps, Stone reported. Their FTL drives are powering up. Walker nodded. Let them run. They need to carry our message back to their confederation. The remaining alien ships frantically retreated, their once proud fleet now in ruins. As they fled, Walker transmitted one final message. Tell your leaders what happened here. Tell them how your primitive targets destroyed your fleet. And tell them this is just the beginning. As the last enemy ships disappeared into FTL, the true cost of the battle became clear. While Earth's defenses had held, the space around the planet was littered with debris from destroyed alien vessels. It was humanity's first major victory in space combat, but Walker knew it wouldn't be the last. Damage report, he ordered. Stone's response was quick. Minimal damage to our defense grid. All major systems operational. We lost 12 automated platforms, but no human casualties. Walker looked at the tactical display, watching as Earth's ships moved to secure the battlefield. The aliens had started this war, expecting an easy victory over a primitive species. Instead, they had awakened a sleeping giant, one that had spent years preparing for this very day. Send word to all commands, Walker ordered. The defense of Earth was successful, but the war isn't over. Prepare for Phase 2. We're taking the fight to them. The first battle was won, but humanity was just getting started. The galaxy was about to learn a harsh lesson about the true cost of threatening Earth. 2 weeks after Earth's victory, Admiral Walker stood before the United Earth Council with a bold plan. The holographic display showed the known territory of the Stellar Confederation, mapped from data captured during the battle. "We won't wait for them to return," Walker explained. "Operation Swift Retribution begins now. We take the fight to their worlds." Commander Stone stepped forward, pointing to various locations on the map. "Our stealth ships have already infiltrated their territory. We've identified their major supply lines, military bases, and command centers." The council members watched in silence as she revealed the extent of humanity's intelligence gathering. Even as the aliens retreated, Earth's ships had followed them, mapping jump points and collecting vital information. "Captain Hill's fleet is in position," Stone continued. "The enemy still doesn't know about our long-range FTL capabilities. They think we're trapped in our solar system." Walker nodded. "That's their second biggest mistake. Their first was attacking Earth at all." The operation began at midnight Greenwich time. Earth's stealth fleet, hidden in the darkness of space, activated their engines simultaneously. Using FTL technology that the aliens didn't know humans possessed, they jumped deep into enemy territory. "All ships report successful jumps," Hill's voice came through the command center. "Enemy defenses are completely unaware of our presence." Walker allowed himself a small smile. "Begin Phase 1. Hit their supply lines first." Earth's ships struck like lightning. Alien supply convoys disappeared without warning. Military outposts went dark. Communication relays failed. The Confederation, still reeling from their defeat at Earth, found themselves under attack from an enemy they couldn't find. "Enemy response is scattered and disorganized," Stone reported, watching the tactical displays. "They're sending ships to defend their bases, but they can't track our vessels." The alien communication channels filled with panic. "How are they hitting us everywhere at once? Their ships can't be here. They don't have the technology." Walker's response was broadcast on all frequencies. "You thought you knew everything about us. You were wrong." As the attacks continued, Earth's forces discovered something interesting. Not all alien worlds supported the war. Some colonies and smaller species within the Confederation began sending secret messages, offering help in exchange for protection from their overlords. "Sir," Stone called out, "we're receiving transmissions from multiple alien worlds. They want to discuss terms." Walker had expected this. The Confederation wasn't as united as they pretended to be. Years of harsh rule had created many enemies within their own territory. "Captain Hill," Walker commanded, "begin Phase 2. Show them our full combat capabilities." Earth's ships emerged from stealth near major Confederation military bases, but instead of attacking directly, they deployed something new: combat drones that could adapt to enemy tactics in real time. "Drone swarms deployed," Hill reported. "Enemy defenses are overwhelmed. They can't adjust fast enough to our changing attack patterns." The aliens had built their military assuming they knew what weapons they would face. But humanity's greatest strength was its ability to innovate, to create new solutions for each challenge. "Multiple enemy fleets are standing down," Stone announced. "They're requesting surrender terms." Walker looked at the tactical display, watching as more and more alien forces gave up the fight. The Confederation's mighty military, faced with an enemy they couldn't predict or counter, was falling apart. "Send word to all commands," Walker ordered. "Accept surrender from any force that lays down arms, but maintain combat readiness. The Confederation leadership won't give up as easily as their troops." As reports of surrender came in from across alien space, Walker prepared for the next phase. The Confederation's leadership would soon learn that their decision to attack Earth was the beginning of their end. "Prepare for Phase 3, he commanded. "It's time to show them what happens when you underestimate humanity." The counteroffensive was just the beginning. Earth wasn't fighting for conquest. They were fighting to ensure that no alien force would ever threaten their world again. The capture of the Confederation's main command center happened faster than anyone expected. Admiral Walker stood in front of the massive alien structure, watching as human forces secured the area. The space station that had once directed attacks against Earth now belonged to humanity. Final sweep complete. Commander Stone reported, walking up to Walker. You need to see what we found in their central database. Inside the command center, holographic displays showed the true face of the Stellar Confederation. It wasn't the United Empire they claimed to be. Instead, it was built on lies and fear, holding different alien species under strict control. Look at these records, Stone said, pointing to various files. Half the species in the Confederation were conquered, just like they tried to do to us. The others joined out of fear. Walker studied the information carefully. And now we know why they wanted Earth so badly. Show me that resource report again. The display changed, showing detailed scans of Earth. The Confederation hadn't just attacked Earth for its resources. They had been afraid. Their scientists had discovered something that terrified them. Humans were advancing too quickly. Sir, a young officer called out, we're receiving transmissions from 20 different alien worlds. They all want to talk to the human leadership. Walker nodded. Put them through to the main screen. The screen filled with images of various alien leaders. Some looked almost human. Others were completely different. But they all shared one thing. They had been waiting for a chance to break free from the Confederation's control. People of Earth, one alien leader spoke. We watched as you defeated their best fleets. We saw how you fought not just with weapons, but with honor. Many of us have waited generations for this moment. Commander Stone looked at the tactical display, where more and more green lights appeared as alien worlds declared their support for Earth. Sir, the Confederation's control is falling apart. Their entire empire is breaking down. Walker addressed all the alien leaders. Earth doesn't want to rule over you. We just want to make sure no one threatens our world again. The response was immediate. World after world offered alliance with Earth. Species that had been enemies under Confederation rule now worked together, sharing intelligence about the remaining Confederation forces. Admiral, Hill's voice came through the comm. The Confederation's leadership is trying to escape. 3 ships just left their hidden base on the far side of the station. Walker's response was calm but firm. Let them run. Our ships are waiting at every jump point. There's nowhere left for them to hide. The next few hours proved him right. The Confederation leadership, used to ruling through fear and manipulation, found themselves trapped. Every escape route was blocked by either human ships or vessels from newly liberated worlds. Enemy ships surrounded, Stone reported. They're powering down weapons. Looks like they finally understand their situation. Walker opened a channel to the trapped ships. You started this war. You threatened Earth with extinction. Now you get to surrender to those you called primitive. The Confederation leaders had no choice. One by one, their ships powered down. The mighty empire that had threatened Earth was finished, destroyed not just by human weapons, but by its own arrogance. Send word to Earth, Walker ordered. The Confederation leadership is in custody. Their empire is done. As human forces secured the surrender, Commander Stone looked at the star map. Where the Confederation had once ruled, new alliances were forming. Free worlds were reaching out to each other and to Earth, building something new. What happens now, sir? She asked. Walker watched as more reports of peaceful transitions came in. Now we make sure this never happens again. Earth will help build something better than their empire, a real alliance of free worlds. The war wasn't quite over, but the turning point had come. Humanity had not only defended itself, but had liberated dozens of worlds in the process. The galaxy was changing, and Earth would help guide that change. The final battle for the Confederation capital began at dawn, Earth time. Admiral Walker stood on the bridge of humanity's newest flagship, watching as the combined fleet of Earth and liberated worlds moved into position. Last chance for peaceful surrender has expired, Commander Stone reported. Enemy forces are moving to defend the capital planet. The Confederation's remaining loyal forces had gathered for one final stand. Their backs against the wall, they had assembled the largest fleet humanity had yet faced. Thousands of ships filled the space around their capital world. They still think numbers will save them, Walker said quietly. Captain Hill, initiate Operation Thunderstrike. Across the massive fleet, human ships activated their newest weapons, technology that combined Earth's innovations with knowledge shared by their new allies. The result was something the galaxy had never seen before. All ships report ready. Hill's voice was steady. Thunderstrike protocols active. Walker opened a channel to all ships, both human and allied. The Confederation started this war by threatening Earth. Today we end it. All ships, commence attack. The space around the capital erupted with light as both sides engage. But this wasn't like the early battles of the war. Now humanity wasn't just fighting with secret weapons. They were fighting with proven tactics and tested technology. Enemy first line breaking. Stone announced, "Their shields can't handle our combined weapons." The Confederation fleet tried to adapt, but they faced something they couldn't counter: human ingenuity combined with alien technology. Each time they adjusted their defenses, Earth's ships changed tactics, using strategies that mixed multiple species fighting styles. Multiple enemy ships surrendering, Hill reported. Their formation is falling apart. From the capital planet, the last Confederation admiral made his final transmission. "This is impossible. How can primitives command such power?" Walker's response was broadcast across all frequencies. "We were never primitive. You just didn't understand what humanity is capable of when threatened." The combined fleet pressed forward, their formation perfect. Ships from a dozen different species flew alongside Earth's vessels, their crews working together with practiced skill. This was what the Confederation had feared, not just humanity's strength, but their ability to unite others. Enemy command center detected, Stone called out. "They're trying to evacuate their leadership." "Not this time," Walker commanded. "All ships, execute final attack pattern." End this. The space around the capital lit up one final time as Earth's fleet launched their decisive strike. Weapons fired in perfect sequence, overwhelming the last defensive lines. The Confederation's remaining ships, caught between surrender and destruction, began powering down their weapons. "Enemy fleet has ceased fire," Hill reported. "Capital defenses are offline. We have total control of the system." Walker nodded. "Send in the ground teams. I want their leadership in custody within the hour." As human and allied forces secured the capital, the true scale of their victory became clear. The Confederation, which had threatened Earth with extinction just months ago, had been completely defeated. Their empire, built on fear and domination, had fallen to the very primitives they had tried to conquer. "Sir," Stone said, looking at her display, "we're receiving surrender messages from all remaining Confederation holdouts. The war is over." Walker looked out at the capital planet below. "Send word to Earth. The Confederation has fallen. Humanity is victorious." Across the fleet, cheers erupted as the news spread. Ships from Earth and allied worlds flashed their running lights in celebration. The war that had begun with an alien ultimatum had ended with humanity leading a coalition of free worlds. "Begin rescue and recovery operations," Walker ordered. "Show them the difference between their empire and our alliance." The decisive victory was complete. Humanity had not only defended itself, but had helped free dozens of species from oppression. The galaxy would never be the same, and Earth would help build something better from the ashes of the Confederation. 1 year after the fall of the Confederation capital, Admiral Walker stood in the newly constructed Galactic Assembly on Earth. Representatives from over 50 alien species filled the massive chamber, their quiet conversations creating a gentle hum in the air. "Hard to believe it's only been a year," Commander Stone said, standing beside him. "Everything has changed so much." Walker nodded, watching as more delegates arrived. The same aliens who had once threatened Earth with extinction were now arriving as guests, ready to sign the new Galactic Charter. "The final draft is ready," Stone reported, holding up a datapad. "Every world has agreed to the terms." The new charter was different from anything the Confederation had created. Instead of rules made by conquerors, these were laws written by equals. Earth had made sure of that. Admiral Walker, a tall alien diplomat, approached, bowing slightly. "My people once fought against yours. Now we come to thank you. Earth didn't just defeat the Confederation. You showed us a better way." Walker shook the alien's hand, still amazed at how quickly former enemies had become allies. "We all build this future together, or not at all." The main ceremony began at noon. Representatives from every world took their seats as Walker stepped up to the central platform. The entire galaxy watched through linked communication systems. 1 year ago, the Confederation threatened Earth with extinction. Walker began. "They thought we were primitive, easy targets. They were wrong. But our victory brought us something more important than revenge. It brought us understanding." He gestured to the assembled aliens. "We learned that many of you suffered under their rule. We learned that fear and force can never build lasting peace. So today, we start something new." Commander Stone activated the main display, showing the terms of the new charter. The rules were simple but powerful. Every world had equal rights, all species were protected, and no one would ever be allowed to threaten another world with extinction again. "Earth doesn't want an empire," Walker continued. "We want partners, allies, friends. The defense fleet we build together will protect everyone, not control them." One by one, representatives came forward to sign. Former enemies sat together, planning joint missions and shared research. Species that had once been slaves to the Confederation now stood as equals. "The defense network is already operational," Stone reported quietly to Walker. "Combined Earth and alien technology. No single power can ever threaten the peace again." Walker watched as more signatures were added to the charter. Earth's victory had changed everything, but not in the way anyone expected. Instead of conquering, they had united. Instead of ruling, they had liberated. "Message from Earth Command," Stone said, checking her communicator. "The first joint fleet is ready for launch. Human and alien crews working together." The signing ceremony ended with applause that shook the chamber. As the new allies celebrated, Walker thought about how far they had come. The Confederation had threatened Earth, expecting to find easy victims. Instead, they had awakened something much more powerful: humanity's ability to unite others. "Next steps, sir?" Stone asked as the celebration continued around them. Walker looked at the star map, showing all the worlds that had joined the new alliance. "Now we build. Together. There are still unexplored parts of the galaxy, still peoples who need help. But this time we go as friends, not conquerors." The new era had begun. Earth had proved itself not just in war, but in peace. The same determination that had defeated the Confederation now turned to building something greater: a true alliance of free worlds. As the delegates left the chamber, Walker looked out at the Earth through the massive windows. The same planet that had faced extinction a year ago now stood as a beacon of hope for the galaxy. They had demanded war, but humanity had given the galaxy something better: a future worth building together.